Jacob and the rest of the youth leaders for allowing me to speak tonight. It's definitely an honor. My first time was this Wednesday, and depends who you ask, depends on how you think it went. So my first advice for you all is do not be on your cell phones. That's all I ask, is just respect me enough. Please and thank you. Respect God's word, first off. If not, I will call you out in front of everybody. Come on, Isaiah. No? Alright, so the topic I want to talk about is faith. Okay? And how do we define faith? Anybody? Give me a definition, anybody. One of the girls, what you got? What's faith? Putting your trust in something. Okay, what y'all got? One of the boys. There's 10 of you. Come on, Jesse.
Let's go. I want to kill up something.
Come on, Jesse, what you got? Alright, you're skipping. Okay, the definition of faith is complete trust or confidence in someone or something.
That's what I was going to say.
Good stuff. Okay, but the Bible defines faith in Hebrews chapter 11. Alright, this is how the Bible defines it. Faith is the assurance of things hoped for and the conviction of things not seen. Right? So that a little bit different than the definition that we get out of the dictionary, right? So I'm going to break it down a little bit. Now, faith is the assurance. Assurance is a sense of certainty that something is true, right? Okay? Then it goes on to say, of things hoped for. Hope means a confident expectation, all right? Then we go on, it says the conviction. Conviction meaning is convinced and confident that something is true, right? Okay, then lastly here at the end it says, things not seen. Things not seen. Okay, and it's all the things that we don't see that's simply God working. That's God working. Okay? So if we want to just simplify it a little bit, it is you are certain and have confident expectations that the Lord is working, even though that we cannot see Him working. That is what faith is. Alright? Why is faith important? What does it do for us, right? God knows absolutely everything that we are going through right now in life. Okay? He knows everything that we're going to be going through in the future. Not just now, but in our future as well. Okay? He is the perfect Father. He knows how to help guide us in every situation. You need to follow His path that He has planned for us, right? And believe that He knows best. Okay? Now, what happens when you put your faith in Him, right? Well, to start off, you're going to have healing from your past. I know we're all young, right? We're all what, 18 to 15, 16, whatever it is. I don't know. But everyone has something in their past that they don't want to talk about, that they're dealing with. There's always something that we got going on inside. And He heals us. Okay? Everyone has something we struggle with to feel like everyone has something that we struggle with and feel like needs healing. We all have things in our past that have made us unhappy and not proud of. Okay, the next thing it'll bring us is peace and prosperity in our lives. Okay? We no longer seek false peace, the gratifications of sin, okay? Because that's definitely not peace. You'll sin and you'll feel good about it. That's not peace. That's the devil working on you, is what it is. Okay? And you have to He'll give you the strength to overcome the obstacles and the knowledge and wisdom on how to overcome those things. He'll give us an abundance of joy. Joy is as someone who has felt depressed, anxiety. I've had many problems in my life and I have not been joyful. I've always been able to put on a front, put on a face saying, oh, I'm happy. But there's been times I've hated myself. Okay, but He will bring joy out in you. And joy is contagious. Joy is very contagious. You can walk into a room and be joyful and change the whole atmosphere of the room. Right? If you come in there and you're down, you can change it the same way. You can bring everybody else down around you. Right? Okay? And then lastly, you will not only love others, but you will learn to truly love yourself. Many of us in here tonight hold grudges against people who've done us wrong, right? And we always say we hate them. We hate them for what they did to us. They hurt us. But when we solely put our faith in God, we don't have hate in our hearts. And we don't have hate towards anyone. A lot of young people nowadays don't love themselves. It's easy for us to find our flaws in ourselves. Nobody is a bigger critic on yourself than you are. You know, I've had people tell me how great of a job I did Wednesday, but I beat myself up about everything that I said. I hated everything that I did. I didn't think it was good enough. So you'll always convict yourself thinking that you're worse than what you are. And that's not a good thing, right? So when He gives us that faith to overcome things, oh man, it feels good. It feels real good, Jesse. It does. So, does everybody have their penny? Everybody got a penny? Pennies, pull them out. Let's see them. Let's see some pennies. Come up here, Kate. Come help me real quick. Go that way. You go that way. That one. I see you like guys. Chill out. Ain't my first rodeo up here. Come on now. Okay. All right. So everybody got their pennies? Everybody got them. I want to see them. Hold them up. Okay. Y'all probably wonder, why in the world are they giving us pennies walking in church, right? Why are we giving them money? Oh, it ain't going to fall. Calm down. All right. Everybody got the pennies? Go to the next slide there. There, Jacob. Need my picture. Or actually, I need my Bible verse first. Give me my Bible verse first. All right, we got Matthew 17:20. And Jesus said to them, because of your littleness of your faith, for truly I say to you, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. And nothing will be impossible for you. Okay, so a little backstory of what's going on here. Jesus and his disciples was in Philippi, which is modern day Israel. Everybody know where Israel is? Yeah, y'all been in enough school, you should know, right? Okay, and this guy comes up and he says, Lord, have mercy on my son. He's a lunatic and he's ill. Right? How often he falls into the fire and into the water. I brought him to your disciples and they could not cure him. So Jesus goes on, he rebukes him. He casts out this demon, and that was inside of the boy. So later on, the disciples go on to ask, why could we not drive out the demon? And Jesus replies with this here. And he says, leave it up there, Jacob, for me. It says, and Jesus said to them, because of the littleness of your faith, for truly I say to you, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move, and nothing will be impossible for you. Okay, switch to the picture for me, bro. All right, hold up your pennies. Hold up your pennies. All right, now I want you to look at your penny and look up here at this picture. Think about how small a mustard seed is. Right? Okay, a little bit about a mustard seed. Okay, mustard seed is about 1 millimeter in size. You see how big it is compared to a pencil, or a pencil, isn't it? A penny, right? Yeah? Okay, now, what am I doing up here? Anybody got an idea? Scaring you? Okay. A mustard seed, that little seed right there, can end up growing 20 to 30 feet tall and 20 to 30 feet wide. That little seed, you see the penny, you see how little that is. Think about it growing this big. Think about that, all right? A mustard seed is the only seed that cannot be cross-pollinated, which means, for those of y'all who have science class, it's something y'all need to learn, right? That means it cannot be altered into anything else. Okay? And go ahead to the next one there, Jacob, I think. Boom, that's what they grow into. A 20 by 20, 30 by 30 tree. Something that small. 1 by 1 millimeter. Right? So, why do we need to know this? Because Jesus is talking about more than just a seed. It's more than just a mustard seed. A mustard seed is the smallest seed in the world, but it grows into something absolutely huge. Okay? A mustard seed grows 38 million times itself.
Oh my God.
38 million. Okay, so just think about that. You have the faith of a mustard seed. Okay? But here's the catch about that. Here's the catch. Okay? It multiplies itself in growth more than anything else. A mustard seed is pure. It cannot be altered. There is zero doubt that a mustard seed will grow into anything else other than a mustard tree.
Wow.
Right? Okay? So our faith, it doesn't have to be a lot. It just has to be pure. Okay? It can't be diluted by doubt, disbelief. It has to be whole. Our faith has to be whole. And with that pure faith, we will see the changes that we strive for in life. Okay? Let me open her back up here. She locked on me. Okay. So do not hinder yourself from having pure faith. Because once you start to have that pure faith and believe in Jesus, He can do wonders in your life, and He can change the way that you see everything in the world. Okay? I'm going to tell y'all about a guy I know. Okay? I'm going to listen here. Wild guy. Okay? Wild man. Okay? So I know him a little bit too well. I should say that. Growing up, he was just a kid just like everybody else. And at a young age, parents got a divorce. That's tough on kids. Real tough on kids, right? Because you don't know how to take that. You don't know how to decipher through all the things going on. So, gets older. He's a good kid through school. He's a good kid all the way through school. An athlete, played ball just like some of y'all. It wasn't no big deal, right? He's just like everybody else. Goes off to college. He gets a little bit of freedom. He ain't sheltered no more. He gets a little bit of freedom. He chooses the wrong path. He wasn't pure. He wasn't pure. He was filled with disbelief and didn't know what was going on in his life. All right? Went down a dark road. He started drinking, started smoking, started getting addicted to pornography, having all kinds of problems in his life, right? Something that we look at now as Christians and we're like, they don't need to be doing that. He didn't know no better. He didn't know no better. And he went on with this in his life, okay? He goes, finishes school, continues doing the same thing all the way through school like it wasn't no big deal. He didn't care. It wasn't affecting nobody else, but it's affecting a lot of other people. He had best friends who died of addictions. That's tough stuff. You lose one of your best friends. That's rough. You imagine that, Jesse? Losing one of your best friends? Hit you hard. He chose the wrong path afterwards. He did more drugs. Had drank more often than not. Trying to cope with the things that he had going on in his life. Not good. Not good stuff, right? So later on, keeps going on with life, starts working, and God starts putting people in his life. Placed them all over the place. Don't even realize it. He goes into work one day, and his boss was, he's like, need to come to church. Need to come check it out. Just come to church. Be a good time, have fun, whatever. Didn't think nothing of it. Could have cared less. So later on, he said his dad's bugging him about it. Telling him to go to church. Telling him to keep on going to church. I didn't want to. Finally got fed up with it. He was fed up with everybody telling him to go to church. So he said, all right, I'm going to go to church. Get him off my back. I ain't got to listen to him no more. Great idea. I thought, hey, great idea for him. I've done the same thing, right? So let's see. A year ago, Monday, he got saved. His whole life's been completely different. Okay? He's done things that he had never thought about. Because that person's me. I did that. I had problems in my life that I covered up daily that nobody knew about. My dad didn't know about. The people in my life didn't know about. My grandma and grandpa didn't know about. I love them more than anything. Didn't know about it. I covered up my sin. Just like everybody else does. Because they don't want to accept that faith. And a year ago Monday, I put my faith in God and He completely changed my life. A year ago, if you'd have told me I'd be up here preaching to a bunch of kids, I said, you're insane. Ain't not a shot. Not a shot. You look, I got to the church to begin with. It wasn't going to happen. But God had a plan and He had a purpose. And I gave Him my yes. I said yes. Yes, God, you got it. You got it. Ain't no thing. If that's what you want me to go preach to a bunch of teenagers? Hey, I'll do it. I might not be too good at it, but hey, I'll try it. I'll give it my best shot. So I said yes. I gave Him my yes and gave up my faith. I gave Him all my faith, turned it all to Him, and I'm glorifying Him, however He wants it done. Ain't that right? Yeah. Yep. So, that's just a little bit something about me that not a lot of people know about. Jesus says in Luke 8:39, return to your house and describe what great things God has done for you. So he went away and proclaiming throughout the whole city what great things Jesus had done for him. Before salvation, I was in a big relationship. I was in a relationship that I thought, hey, that's the last relationship I was going to be in. She supported me in my sin. But we had premarital sex. You know, I was going down a road that it didn't matter. I didn't care at that time. Okay? We broke up and it's awful, horrendous. We said the worst things in the world to each other. Ended up, it made me depressed. You know, I mean, I went down a dark road after that too. It was even worse. I let a relationship affect how I took control of my life. Okay? So I was in a broken relationship. I was doing the wrong things. I hated myself. I was depressed. I felt like everything in the world was going against me. After salvation, I've got a girlfriend that I'd do anything in this world for. She makes me happy. She's holy. And she strives and pushes me every single day to do better. Okay? My friends, I lost friends. I lost friends that I've had my entire life that still chose to support, still chose to do the same things I did before salvation. I hardly ever see them. I might see them once every couple months. We talk all the time on the phone, but it ain't like it used to be. I used to be over every day drinking. He's having a good old time. And like that now. So I've lost friends. I've grown closer to my family. That's good stuff. That's good stuff right there. And now I have friends that I'd have never thought I'd have fit in with to begin with. You got Jacob and Nate back there. Hey, Jacob's youth pastor. I wasn't going to be no friends with no youth pastor. That's, You got Nate. Nate is anointed, y'all. He is anointed. Not just on a guitar. Everything this man does, I look up to him all the time, and I can't thank him enough for what he does for me. I've got friends that my life's been changed. And I can say without God, it's hard telling where I'd be right now. So, since I ain't on a ladder, ain't nobody having no heart attacks. It is true, it truly is our faith that holds us back from great things. We're scared to lay down our pride and put our whole faith in Jesus. We shouldn't be trying to measure how much faith we have in something. I'm here to challenge you to look at yourself right now and ask yourself, how much doubt do I have in my faith? I want my youth leaders come on up here. Please and thank you. Put on a little music. Set the mood. All right. I want you to ask yourself, how much am I doubting in my faith? How much am I doubting the things that I'm praying for? How often am I truly believing in the things that I'm hoping for? Do I have that pure faith in Jesus, or am I letting doubt and disbelief ruin the faith that I do have? Am I consuming myself with the world, or am I letting Him take control of what's going on? Right? Tough. I'm telling you. It's something you got to think about. Because you're the only one that can make that decision. You're the only one. It doesn't matter how much your girlfriend, boyfriend, brother, cousin, niece, nephew, it don't matter. If you don't want to do it, if you don't desire Him in your heart, you're not going anywhere. You have to desire Him for anything to work anything to work with God. Because if you don't desire Him, it ain't going to work. You have to desire something. You have to desire to want to be with Him. Okay? Everybody stand up for me, please.